Hey you! Yeah you! Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Don't cry. Just party. Death is something that we're all going to have to face one day. We have no idea when it's going to come. Could be when you're 5, 10, 20, 43. After being a Leaf fan for over 36 years and you have a heart attack when Boston scores 3 goals in 5 minutes. I'm just sorry, I trailed off there. I'm just saying you never know when it's going to happen. And unfortunately, it's pretty depressing. Death is something that a lot of people just can't deal with, and it's just one of those things a lot of people just don't like talking about. Some people don't mind talking about it. Some people, wonder about, what's going to happen in your future. Some people just want to live in the present. A lot of people get hung up in the past and they just can't move on. And everything eventually affects everything. And like I said before, it's just one of those things you're going to have to face. Death and taxes are two things that are guaranteed in this life. Although a person once told me that if you're a homeless person on the street, you don't have to pay taxes. But I'm just saying. Now, the whole concept of a funeral. Now, again, I'm not knocking people that run funerals and, sell people big wooden boxes for, I'm assuming, probably anywhere between $5,000, 10, 15 grand. I don't know. I've never died, so I've never had to buy one. But, there's people are taking advantage of people when they die. And it's just one of those things you can't really call people on it because, you want the best for that person. Although, of course, they're dead, so they have no idea if it's going to be, an extra cushion in there. But you figure, why not? You don't want to look like a cheapskate when you buy someone a casket. I mean, I remember I went to a funeral parlor one time, and I saw a casket. It basically, I don't know if everybody remembers that shitty Indiana Jones movie, the fourth one, where he hid in the freezer there. I'm pretty sure that looks better than the actual casket. Again, I'm not knocking Steven Spielberg. I'm just saying the fourth one was predictable, whatever. The point is, you don't want to look like a cheapskate that day. And then they try to make you, buy a whole bunch of other stuff, like little prayer cards. Maybe they become collectibles one day. Like a Kobe Bryant rookie card. I don't know. I mean, they're there. They're cool, I guess. You got a nice little message. One thing I never understood, though, is like when you go into an actual funeral, before you go in there, you're supposed to sign a book. Now, I'm not trying to make a joke of this. Like, once you leave, do you sign out? Like, is it one of those things like a job interview where you just kind of sign in and sign out, and they just want to keep a track of like how many people are in there. If it reaches maximum capacity, maybe another family can rub it in. Like we had 130 people show up at mine. Yours only showed up 110. We got you, I guess. I don't know. I don't see the point in that. So once you go in there and you sign in, like it's a PTA meeting, obviously it's a very sad sight. You go in there. Me personally, I'm not gonna lie. When I die, honestly, I just want to get cremated. Because first of all, I'm a bigger guy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like if John Candy combined with Jackie Gleason, mixing a little Jack Black with Vince Vaughn in there. So I'm really gonna feel like an asshole. If there's more than 6 people lifting me up, I'm just gonna feel bad, man. Honestly, like, just put me in the oven there, just roast me. I'm sure it's probably gonna smell like tomato sauce and candy, And yeah, just put me in the little urn. Put me in a nice little urn, nice little marble, maybe. Marble's nice. I'd be happy with that. Because I look like this now, so I can't picture what I look like in the casket. It's just gonna be, it's just like this melted. I don't know. Like if you ever see the first Ghostbusters, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, like right before he blows up, like you can see his face kind of like just stretching and on fire. I just assume it's gonna look something like that. So just, please cremate me. That's just the easiest thing. It's gonna save a lot of space. Spread my ashes. I don't know. Where do you spread my ashes? I always want to do like a Gandhi thing. Like maybe in the water. I had a lot of good times. I had a lot of good times at my cottage. So, or at my old cottage where Georgian Bay is. So, please spread my ashes there because it's just gonna be, it'll be nice. Trust me. Nice and calm. It's very peaceful there. It's not as loud as Wasaga. I mean, it's not as happening. I'll give you that. But it's nice. And even just the fact of thinking of death just makes you depressed. You think, oh my God, like why are we talking about this now? And let's just worry about it when it happens. But you can't do that. You gotta plan for the future. But then you don't know when it's gonna happen. I mean, you can walk outside today and you're hit by a truck or it's an ice cream truck. I don't know. I mean, I prefer that, but or you could die of old age. Old age. I mean, I don't know. Like I've been thinking about this lately. Like I would love to live to be 100, but I mean, you gotta assume your penis is just not working after at least 70. You want it to keep working. You really do, but it's just not there. It's overuse. When I was a teenager, alone. Never mind. The point is, just I don't know. I mean, you won't live for a long time, but then if everything's not working for the next 20, 30 years after that, like what's the point? So. I mean, do you welcome death after that, or you just, you sit in a chair and, I don't know, hopefully you don't drool as much on the table. I know Ronnie Dangerfield always had a good joke, it's like you're old when you're sitting in a room with your family and they're talking about you. Well, what do you want to do with Pop? Pop can't stay here. I don't want it to get to that point. I've seen a couple relatives, I got to do that with. It's not cool, man. I don't want to do it. But then again, live to be 100. That's cool, I could see the next iPhone 34, I guess. I don't know. And unlike the other iPhones, it still stays the same for some reason, but it sounds cool because it has an X in the title. I don't know. I mean, are we ready to see the next technology? I don't know. I saw some female robot on Jimmy Fallon there. I mean, first of all, we got to get used to having sex with robots without hair. I mean, that's going to be a big adjustment there. Every lonely guy is going to have to fuck Sinead O'Connor, but or we could choose death. It's up to you. Even what happens with the body after. I mean, okay, so you get cremated, you're in a cool little vase, whatever, or vase, I don't know how it's pronounced. Or it could be in a Folgers container like the Big Lebowski, whatever, it doesn't matter to me, I'm going to be dead. But then so you're in the casket, okay? You got all these people mourning around you. Then you got to go 6 feet in the ground. What happens if I just turn up alive again? I'm going to be trapped in there for what? I got a lot of extra fat on me here, so I'm probably going to be good for at least like a month, but still, I'm going to be really bored, I mean, I'm assuming the cell phone service underground will be really shit, and I'm just gonna sit there, me and the worms, just relaxing. How you doing, worm? That's right, you can't talk, and I'm going insane because I'm 6 feet underground. I'm still alive. Wasn't a heart attack; it was just bad indigestion. But what are you gonna do? I heard a cool thing one time when Tupac died. He was cremated, and his group, the Outlaws, they took a couple of his ashes and put in a blunt and smoked them. I'm not gonna lie, if my friends wanted to do that, I would completely let them. I don't mind. Save a little bit, just get a nice cohiba, smoke up. I don't even smoke weed anymore, but if you guys want to do that, I will be totally down with that. That's pretty cool. Just record it, put it on YouTube, and let's see how many views it gets. I'm sure it'll get at least couple hundred. I wonder what my smoke would smell like. It'd probably be like chicken Alfredo mixed with tzatziki or something. But anyways, I do give permission. So good luck getting the ashes from my family, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. Now, once you die, what happens? There's heaven. There's hell. There's a place called purgatory. It was basically the waiting room for both. So I guess if they're really backed up that day, you just wait there and, they figure, okay, yeah, you stole this, you kicked this person in the crotch. You're a decent person, I guess, Yeah, sure, we'll let you into heaven, no problem. And then you go to heaven. Now everyone gets this vision of heaven. It's somewhere in the sky. I mean, somewhere between the blueness and the whiteness of the clouds, I guess. And, you take this long, stairway to heaven. It's a good reference there. And then you see the pearly gates. And you're just waiting for them to open it. Of course, it's locked, because, I don't know, somebody lost the key. So you're just waiting there and, eventually, one of God's helpers shows up. I don't know. Let's call him Steve. It's like, hey, what's up? What's going on? You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Other than being dead, I'm okay. Mind letting me in? Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah. You check out. Yeah. You got my papers, right? Yeah, sure, no problem. I'm just hoping that there's an open bar in heaven, because I'm assuming that first day, I'm not going to realize I died. Another thing, I don't want to die in the toilet. I mean, that's going to be extremely embarrassing. I mean, it was like that one dude in the third season of Sopranos. I don't want to die in the pisciatool. I don't want to go through that shit, literally. So, anyways, you go in there, see a nice little open bar, everyone just partying, chilling. Is everyone just looking like themselves, like as they are, or like right when they die, that's what you're gonna look like for the rest of your life? Do you still have to eat? Do you still go to the bathroom? I don't know. You ever get to just meet God and just go up to him and say, hey, what's going on? Sorry, God, I just have one question for you. Of all the things on your body to release bad stuff, why did you invent the fart? That's all I want to know. I mean, you eat a beautiful meal, goes in there, and then like 2-3 hours later, why? I mean, to me, I'm gonna laugh at farts, to the day I die. But I just wanted to see again. That's more proof to me that God is definitely a guy, because there's no way a woman would invent a fart. There's no fucking way. No way. So for the fart reason alone, I'm convinced that God is a man. So, you don't make it to heaven? Well, there's hell. I always make a joke. I always tell people I'm Canadian, so sending me to hell is like sending me to Florida. But, And you go down there. It's very hot, a lot of fire, a lot of red for some reason. Maybe some lava there. And then maybe you meet the devil. Maybe you meet Hitler. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't. I'm not a big fan of the heat personally. You know, like if every day was, let's say, 15 to 20 degrees, little sun, good, brisk of wind, I'd be very happy with that, for sure. But yeah, you fucked up when you went to hell. But then, how many bad things did you have to do to go to hell? I mean, have I ever stolen something? No comment. The point is, do you have to steal one thing, or you have to steal like 100 things? I mean, nobody knows the number. I mean, if everybody like thought it was 100, I mean, people would just be like, "Oh, I made it up to 99." You can't fault me. But after all this, I'm still stuck in purgatory. I'm just sitting there floating in nothingness, and maybe one day they just flip a coin. Well, he did some shit, but he's an all right, funny guy, I guess. I mean, maybe we should let him. No, okay. And then maybe you go to purgatory, and then you get reincarnated. There's another concept. What do you come back as? I mean, do I die, and then when a baby's being born, I just take that baby's place? I've heard with reincarnation, your shell, aka your body, will be different, but your mind will stay the same. Your mentality, the way you think, the way you are, the way you talk will pretty much be the same. That's cool, but I mean, if I end up in a dog's body, I mean, it's gonna suck. I mean, I mean, like if you end up being like a star dog, like Benji or Lassie, I mean, that could be cool, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, do I really want to come back here? But then again, you're not going to remember anything. And you know what? And that's not like, would you remember something? Are you going to remember your past life? Are you going to have like little flashes? Like, oh my God, I think I was, a ship captain, and I plundered all these, plundered, I don't know. Plundered, whatever. Maybe I was a plumber. I don't know. Who knows? An Italian Super Mario? Who the fuck knows? But, yeah. It sucks. I mean, it could be good. I mean, you come back as, I don't know, like a movie star or something, and I got to get better looking. That's for sure. I mean, hopefully, I just get a smidge better looking. That's all. Not a lot. I don't know. Somewhere between I don't know. Like give me somewhere between Brad Pitt and Eric Roberts. I don't know. Whatever. Like somewhere there. I'll be happy. That'd be cool. But my thing with death, the worst part of it is that it's forever. Once someone dies, you can't talk to them anymore. You can't message them. You can't even Facebook them. You literally can't do anything. But then a lot of people just live in denial, and they think, oh, this person didn't die. This person didn't pass away. They live on within us, and the spirit is just floating around, and we still feel them in the air. I'm not saying it's bullshit, but could that be possible? I mean, like, am I sitting in a room right now with the Three Stooges? I maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Oh, wait, no, sorry, no, that was just me. It sucks. Death sucks, man. It just does. But everyone's got to go through it. But everyone's still curious, like, what happens when you die? Like, like all these points I just made. Like, what happens when you die? I don't know. There's been people that have gotten into situations where they've had a near-death experience, or they've been clinically dead for a minute, 2 minutes, and they remember certain things in their lives, and they have flashbacks, Or is it just like your mind playing tricks on you? Is it your mind just saying, look, okay, you just quickly went through a really bad ordeal, and we're just giving you some really good memories, bad memories, and just a little, thing on what's going on in your life, and that's it. Boom. Done. And then you wake up. Oh, I'm still alive. Okay, this is cool. It was a really trippy couple minutes there, I finally remember what I did with the Slim Jim I ate in 1987, but what do I do now? It's a very tough thing, death. You think when you get older, you're just gonna, everyone's just gonna die with you. Everyone's just gonna die of old age, and things in life just doesn't work out like that. I find in life, the more you plan for things, the more it just doesn't work out like that. Now, I'm not saying you should just live reckless and, just be disorganized for the rest of your life, but, it's really hard to predict something you're not in fully control of. A lot of people will say, yeah, I'm fully in control of my life. I mean, you are in a certain way, but in many ways you're not. And you can't control other people. You can't control the way they live. If they die of old age or a heart attack or cancer, I mean, how can you stop that? The mourning process is really tough on a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people, I always believe that if something bad happens to someone or something tragic happens in your life, you either do one of two things. You either get sad or you get angry. A lot of people say depression is rage turned inward. And a lot of times we just hold in stuff, and, we just don't want to admit that, this death is our fault, and I'm not saying it is our fault, but at the same time, there's always a part of us that says, okay, we should have done something, we should have, said something to this person, maybe, we should have did this one last time, and, there's not so much time left, or I should have been there, and, I always just use the mentality, I just don't like to overthink it. I really don't. I try to take life one day at a time, especially nowadays. I just recently turned 36 years old. I don't feel that different. I really don't. For the most part, I feel like I'm in a good place with my life, and I would just tell people, before you die, just set goals. If it could be a goal, like if you want to go on a trip, or if you're already, settled down and married, what else would you like to experience? Could be something like as simple as eating an ostrich egg, or, going to Hawaii. I mean, just something simple. I mean, they say life is short. A lot of people say life is long. I mean, it's 50-50 on both. I mean, sometimes the day just flies. A lot of times it just keeps going and going. In the end, I just recommend that people just do what makes you happy, and make sure that you're happy with yourself, and just try to make everyone happy around you. And when death happens, just reflect on the person's life, and don't blame yourself, because most of the times it wasn't in your control. People got to live up to their wrongdoings, and I mean, the right doings as well, but I'm saying, just don't blame yourself if someone dies. A lot of times, we do nothing to help someone. Maybe sometimes we do a lot of things, and the result could go a millions of ways. But just don't blame yourself. That's all, and don't, think, oh, I should have did this one more time. And you know what, in the end, I shouldn't say you did everything you could, because maybe sometimes you could have done more, but just don't, overthink it, because the irony is, if you're going to overthink your life, then you're going to miss a lot of your life. By the time, who knows, maybe you get the answer, or you're just going on and on and on. Your life's going to be over too, and then you're going to die. So, I know it sucks saying this, and, the irony of this is, like, people, when they die, obviously you cry, it's a very sad time, and I just want people to party. Honestly, like, as stupid as that sounds, like, I really want I don't want, like, people gathering around this vase of craft dinner dust and just just crying and just saying, oh my god, it shouldn't have happened like this, or he had more years and that, and just just party and enjoy the good times. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just reminiscing on someone's life, and just having a couple drinks and just some good hors d'oeuvres, and just celebrating that person's life. I hear the Irish, they always party. I always like that. I always thought that was really cool. They just go nuts. I mean, I've been to Italian and Greek funerals, and yeah, nobody's partying. Nobody's partying. Nobody, no one. Everyone's just there. It is a very sad scene. It sucks. Especially Italian, because Italian weddings, I mean, people will just scream. I mean, they will see the body, and they will just scream like James Brown. It's insane. Like, it really is. And I don't know, it's because that's how they feel. That's just a tradition, but you can't tell someone, oh yeah, can you please keep it down? It's a funeral. I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, people mourn. People mourn in different ways. So, me personally, I've always been a party guy. I love to have a good party. I heard Cardinal Official, he's a rapper. He once said he'll take a house party over a club any day. I always like that mentality. I mean, house party, it's more intimate. Your real close friends are there. You're hanging out. You're having a good time. You're just telling stories, shooting the shit. Talking about whatever's going on in the world, and that's the way I love to end my life. Hopefully, at the end of my life, hopefully I would have reached everything I would have liked to do, but if I don't, that's okay too. I mean, I tell myself, when it's your time, it's your time, and, the man upstairs, he just knows. He just wants you to be happy and be yourself and just enjoy the world that he's given us. Obviously, when I die, I'm sure people will cry and be sad. I'm sure there'll be a couple exes that'll be happy. But I shouldn't have said that. The point is, it's true though. The point is, just be happy, and just remember that everybody's different, and everybody just tries to enjoy their life as much as they can. try not to live with any regrets. You want to try something, just go do it. As long as you're not hurting anybody, have a good time with this life and cherish every moment you can and just have fun. I know it sucks, the whole death process. I know people are going to cry and people will be sad when I die and everyone else dies. But when I die, don't cry. Just party.